Hey everyone, welcome back to Unfiltered with Amber and happy Valentine's Day. I told you guys I'm going to have a special guest for this special episode. So, here we are.
Here I am.
Again.
Yes.
We have one guest only that comes on repetitively.
Yeah, I'm the number one guest so far.
Yeah.
And the worst guest so far.
Yeah, you were the top rated guest.
I am. I am.
Yeah.
I would first like to say that I didn't get any credit last episode for the setup here. I just want everybody to know that.
Yes, that was all him.
Yes.
We could do a little round of applause. It was very nice. It was very sweet. I've been wanting to decorate in general and kind of slacking in that department, but I walked in ready to film after a long day, and all of this was set up with a little bear as well, and chocolates and cuteness. So, thanks.
Yes. And I set this up so it would be centered for just you, but now we're both on here, so it's not centered, and it probably looks terrible, so don't blame me.
It's okay. I noticed that in the other video a little bit.
It's because we're supposed to be just panned on you, but then you wanted the bear next to you, which you never even mentioned that you had a guest. Technically, there's been two guests because the bear.
You're right.
Mr. Bear was here last time.
He's so cute.
Yes. All right.
Wait, what is this? Hold up.
Oh, gosh.
Did I see a little... Oh, it was a tag. I thought it was a hole in his butt.
No.
All right. Anyways, for the people who aren't watching the video, they're probably so confused right now if you're just listening, but it's all right. Let's get into the episode. We are going to talk a little bit about, like, just Valentine's Day stuff, I guess. So we'll do a Q&A. I had a bunch of you guys ask questions on my Instagram, so we're going to answer, and I think it would be cool to get, again, different perspective from, like, a female and then a male. I'm the female, he's the male. So I think that would be kind of cool to do, you know? Like last time we did 2 generations, 1 conversation. Now it could be 2 genders, 1 conversation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But first, before we get into like the questions that you guys asked, I wanted to ask you the question of basically what was last week's episode title. It was, should a guy ask you to be his Valentine? Which is like a hot, you know, obviously topic when Valentine's Day is coming up. So what are your thoughts on that?
So this is interesting, and I researched it a little bit, so I am curious. So put in the comments like what your thoughts are on this, because it isn't a matter of do I think that a guy should ask or not. It's the timing of it. I was always under the impression that you ask on Valentine's Day, and apparently some people expect you to ask like a week or 2 ahead of time. I didn't know that was even a thing until literally a few days ago, because like I researched it and I'm like, aren't you supposed to ask on the day of? Because if you remember when you were like little kids and like at school, they would like you'd give Valentine's Day cards out, right? And now they make you give one to everybody. But before you would just give it to like the cute girl and the cute guy.
No, I used to give them to everybody.
That's what I'm saying. But back when I was younger, we're a little bit different in age here.
Oh.
They didn't care. It was just the pretty girl and the cool guy got one. And then there was like the dorky kids in the back that got 0.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
So then they changed that. So now you have to if you bring one, you have to bring one for everybody.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
But that's not how it was before. But like on those Valentine's Day cards, it would say like, be mine, or like, will you be my Valentine? So it was like on the day of, you would like ask a girl to be your Valentine.
Okay.
So like I did not know you're supposed to ask ahead of time. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And my son, who just turned 18, he actually just brought this up inside a little bit ago. He said the same thing. He's like, I thought you asked on the day of. So we had to like talk to him about it. But history of it, so like I researched it, and apparently it is a relatively newer thing that you ask ahead of time. Not like, you know, the past year. I think it's probably like maybe a decade or so. Yeah. But what it kind of was saying is like if you're married or in a committed relationship, like it's kind of expected, and I think you touched on this like in the last episode, like it's kind of expected that you'll be each other's Valentines, but it's like cute to ask like on the day of or something like that. But if you're like just dating or like there's somebody who you want to go out on a date with on that day, then you're supposed to ask ahead of time. That's like the standard thing, but I think everybody does it differently. Yeah. And I've disappointed her every year apparently because I was unaware that you're supposed to ask ahead of time.
It's okay. I didn't really know what to expect anyways because I don't know. I don't think like I've ever been asked, do you want to be my Valentine? Like in the past, like by a guy. Yeah. So it's like, did I really have expectations of that? Not really. And did I care for it? I mean, it's like cute, the idea of it, but I didn't really care too much for it. But I do care.
Of course you do. So are you saying that you were the girl in class that didn't get any Valentines then?
Not like Not like, unless it was like everyone's getting, like in elementary school when everyone got Valentine's Day gifts, like, yeah, then obviously everyone was getting one. But I don't think I got like not that I remember. I also like block out a lot of random phases of my life when I was younger and talking to random people.
That's good.
So who knows? Maybe I did. So if you're listening there, in middle school you asked me to be your Valentine. Sorry. Sorry, Chad.
Freaking Chad.
No, I don't know. So who knows? But it's funny that you say that because I think also like the whole proposal thing also like that's like a new thing too. Did you know that? Like asking someone to like
proposing?
No, proposing is okay. Maybe I'm saying this wrong. Yes,
so.
Proposing. Like the whole like grand gesture and everything. Like that's like a newer thing too. It wasn't like that.
Over the top exaggerated, like I have to rent a helicopter and a private beach and have like 1,000 candles with a heart. Yeah. Yeah, that's new. That wasn't it.
Yeah.
Before.
Like obviously you're gonna ask someone, will you marry me? But it wasn't like the whole, it's kind of new. All of this stuff is like new.
Well, I think it's like the internet too, because like you guys see like, you guys meaning women, they'll watch like YouTube and like they'll see these big grand productions for a proposal and it's like, well, yes, because they're making a video. Like that isn't like a normal thing. So now I think a lot of people are attempting to do those and making that like the norm. Yeah. And it wasn't. It's the same thing with like promposals and things like that. It's like that wasn't a thing when I was like in high school. Yeah. Like you just randomly walked past a girl by her locker and you're like, hey, you wanna go to prom? And she's like, oh my God, yeah. And then she scurried away. Now you have to like have like a poster and a bear and a quartet that comes and performs for the person.
Did you go to prom?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like both years? Because don't you go junior and senior year? Just 1 year. Me too.
Come on, we can't afford 2 proms.
Wait, you pay for it? I don't remember.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, the guy pays for it. See, women, they've got life so easy.
I didn't go with a date.
They don't even know that they have to pay for it.
I didn't go with a date.
Then who paid for it?
Probably myself or my parents.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I didn't go with a date. You went with a date.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Just kidding. Yeah. So, okay, well, I think all of that's new. And no, I don't think YouTube is like ruining it. I think YouTube is actually making it like what should, you expect? Like
that's what's being ruined because these aren't normal expectations.
Okay, well, maybe like the expectations are getting more because society's more, like evolving. So
you mentioned on the last episode that like it's a lot of pressure for guys and like if it was on you as the female, you probably wouldn't do those things. So think about that pressure from the guy's perspective. It's like, you'll be like, oh, look at this cute TikTok. So-and-so went to Rome. And I'm like, what? Just for like...
I don't know. I feel like I've always been like the type of person, like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I will pat myself on the back here because like, for example, like birthdays for you. Yeah. Like your 40th, I got him 40 gifts. Like that's like a whole
that one
like
was intense. Yes.
Thing. So I feel like I'm very like you don't need to get 40 gifts. That's not what I'm saying. Or like spend a lot of money. I'm just saying like my gifts are like, or my things that I try to do for people are usually extravagant and or not exactly extravagant. It's just like more thoughtful, and I try to do things that are different.
Yes. No, you have done for specific things like really detailed and thoughtful things that were amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So I think, yeah.
But if the tables were turned, like what would you do? Like if Valentine's Day, what would you do for me? Come on, tell me.
I have done stuff in the past. So
yeah,
don't
but what, like
pretend.
If you had to like plan the entire thing, like what would you do?
I have in the past, haven't I? So I feel like, okay, like the whole asking, like, or are you saying like the date?
No, like if you had to ask.
I don't know. There's
because
so
I waited
many
months
ideas.
now and she has yet to ask.
Okay, well, I don't know like gender roles here, but I don't know. Maybe I would just like make
easy.
you like a meal, and then with the chicken I would write, will you be my Valentine? Or with the meat.
Oh.
That'd be a lot of meat.
It would.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
That's the point. It's not easy.
You put me on the spot. I would obviously do research and try to figure out what is cute, what would I want to do, what makes sense. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure.
It is.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. It is a lot of pressure. The expectations are different nowadays. Things were more simple. Honestly, I would prefer living like a more simple life too. I know like I act like, oh, I want everything like so like perfect and everything. Like when people see me, I think they think that I expect like all this great stuff and all these things. But I think for me, I'm more of like a simple person. But it doesn't mean I don't like the extravagant stuff,
That's fair.
Okay. So moving on, let's go into the Q&As. We are going to keep these anonymous. We have some exciting questions. Okay. First one. This one says for the guys. Maybe you can survey girls. I didn't survey the girls, but I'm a girl, so you can survey me. How can a man approach in an attractive way? Oh, wait, this is a question for me, technically.
You just said that.
But it said for guys. Like, it's a guy who said for guys, maybe survey girls. How can a man approach in an attractive way? So a girl would answer this.
Yes.
But it could be both of us answering. Do you want to go first or should I?
You want me to answer as like, what can a guy do, or what can what can a guy do?
Like giving advice to a guy, I guess.
I think probably not try so hard.
Okay.
Because like, I think especially, I think most guys in general are nervous or, they're like nervous to approach a girl. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're at a place and there's like this really pretty girl, you kind of just assume like, oh, every guy's probably talking to her.
Really?
Yes. And then the reality is the prettiest girl in the room is probably getting talked to the least because every guy is too intimidated to go talk to her. So I think, and it's like not try so hard and just be casual. Like you can literally just go and just start a normal conversation. Like obviously if you have some sort of thing that you can say that ties into something that's going on, right? If you're at an event and something's happening, like, hey, what did you think of this? Like something casual, just like to get in a conversation going, but like be inquisitive, like ask questions, something that's like out of the ordinary, that's a little bit different. Compliment her. Girls like love being complimented, but be like unique in your compliment.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're really pretty.
Right. For sure. That's lame. And she gets that from a million people on Instagram, probably.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Stupid Instagram ruining everything, too.
I know. But also, like, anywhere, like, random places, I feel like, don't be a creep about it when you're complimenting. I think that's the main thing. Because sometimes, like, if you go to the gas station as a girl or you go to the grocery store, sometimes guys will be, like, weird and be like, say, like, you look pretty and you look like whatever. I don't know, weird things. And I'm like, that's kind of gross. So just don't be creepy about it.
Yeah. And then like, if she doesn't seem to respond, don't just say the same thing to her friend standing next to her. That doesn't go well.
Yeah, definitely not.
No.
How can a man approach in an attractive way? I think personally, like if I was answering this, I agree. Like, don't be weird. Definitely be inquisitive. Questions are good, like starting a conversation. It again depends on where this approaching is happening. Places that definitely you shouldn't approach a girl is probably the gym. I feel like that is the most annoying thing for girls. Like, even if she might be like, oh, he's attractive or into you, I think it's just irritating and annoying. Unless that girl's going there to, like, get with guys. I don't know. But personally, for me, I'm like, this is the most annoying thing when guys are trying to talk to me when I'm just trying to work out and leave.
Take note, guys at her gym.
Well, I switched gyms now. So now I go to, like, a gym that's all older people. I love it. Because I'm usually the only one there. Or it's just, like, all old men who are there for, like, physical therapy. So, yeah. Okay. What do you think about, like, guys sliding in DMs, actually? Like, do you think that's, like, an approach that is... Because now it's such a...
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so I think to go to my earlier statement of, like, the prettiest girl in the room is probably getting talked to the least. In person, yes. On Instagram, definitely not. Because guys are less, like... Everybody is less scared to message somebody something. And it's the same thing of people who, like, send, like, hate messages or hate comments. Like, that person is not going to say that to somebody's face. Like, they're just not. We're not, like, wired that way for the most part. And it's the same way, like, they're, like, you know, you'll send a message to a random person, but you wouldn't say that to them in person, right? So, like, I think that probably drives girls nuts would be my assumption.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a negative thing to do, but, like, again, the approach is important.
Yeah, I think so, too. For me personally, I don't reply to guys who DM me majority of the time unless it's about my business, usually. Or I'm like, okay, I could turn this person into a client. Or it's someone that I know, you know? So it's like...
But then she also has to, like... Because this has happened. Where, like, the guys are smart then.
Yeah.
And then they're like... They approach with a business question or act as if they're interested in working with her in some way, shape, or form. And then, like, she'll tell me messages. And I'm like, yeah, that guy is just hitting on you. Like... So.
And then I get an invoice and it's like, check.
Nah.
So, whatever. Okay. Good answers. Good questions. Okay, so next one. This one we can talk about a little bit. Balancing, like how to balance your feminine and masculine. And I talked about this in last episode a little bit, but I wanted to talk more about it with like a female male approach. So we were talking about this actually the other day in the car about how.
And I was driving because I was the masculine in the situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is a masculine thing to do. Passenger princess. That's a feminine thing to do. So I think nowadays, like, girls, I mentioned this in the last episode, believe that they can do it all and they're super independent, which is great. And I totally agree with that. But I do think it's really important to balance your feminine and masculine. And for me, I'm like the worst person to answer this because in my business and my career, and like he was even saying you're not feminine, but it's like, because it's very hard for me to step into feminine because I'm also like constantly go, constantly business mode. And like my whole brand is my business and like I am my brand. So like I am my business, you know what I mean? So it's like hard for me to be like, I'm always alpha. I have to be on top of it and hustling and things like that. Like not in a negative way, but it's just like that. It's in itself is a masculine energy.
Yeah.
And we looked it up, like masculine and feminine as well, where masculine is more tasks that are, you know, like, what was it? What did it even say? Tasks like that are.
It was just more like taking charge, making decisions, like things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then feminine is more
submissive and nurturing and support type roles in a sense.
Mm-hmm. But in business, there are other things that like could relate to feminism or feminine whatever energy, which could be like organization and like structure and things like that, where masculine is more just like you said, go and, you know, kind of just get things done, make decisions quick, and and sales also is like more of a masculine thing. And as business owners, obviously we're always selling in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, but in relationships, I think masculine is more like the provider. The man should be providing. The man should be driving the car. The man should be
doing everything.
Doing a lot.
Yeah.
And then the girl, which I do question too, but then like what does a girl do? Just like sit there and look pretty?
That's part of it.
Like it's
you do good at that.
Thanks. Like the girl's just supposed to be nurturing. I think I'm nurturing. They're supposed what?
Sorry.
You don't think I'm nurturing?
No, there was something in my eye.
We talked about it. How am I not nurturing?
See how nurturing she's being right now? She could be nurturing at times, yes.
At times?
Yes.
Okay, then tell me. Tell me.
Tell you what.
Like, okay, what is, I don't know, talk about feminine and masculine and why you think I'm not feminine.
Well, first, define nurturing.
Nurturing is like taking care of someone, making sure they're fed, making sure they're okay.
Okay.
I think that's nurturing, right?
Yeah, no, it is. So about 45 minutes ago when we were going to get ready, what did you ask me to do while you were getting ready?
You could get me food.
Yeah, and then what did I do?
Made me a plate of food.
Yeah, see, so.
Snacks.
All right, there's that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Gosh,
well,
you're right.
I think it's another thing that's
okay,
like,
who made you and your son dinner the other day? And whenever I'm over, who makes dinner?
When we make dinner, you do make, well, again, you have me do part of it.
Well, you, like, offer to help.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think I say, can you do this? Do I?
You say, like,
sometimes?
can you cook the meat? And then, like,
yeah, because the meat is the man's job. Okay. Did you know that?
I already killed the animal. I have to cook it too.
Did you kill it halal?
I did. It was very peaceful.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, okay, maybe I am not in my feminine. I don't know.
Well, you are at times. And I think that's like another thing that like we had touched on is like how it comes down to like a lot of girls will say like, oh, if I'm not in my feminine energy, it's because the guy isn't stepping up and being masculine. Okay. And it's like, to a degree, yes, in certain situations, but it also comes down to like, you can be as masculine as you want. If the girl is not willing to be like submissive, then she's never going to be in her feminine energy. So I think there still is a balance there. Otherwise, it's just like a gigantic power struggle.
Okay, I can see that. And I think I struggle because every other aspect of my life is like a masculine energy. Not that I'm masculine. I think I'm very like girly and blah, blah, blah. But it's like masculine energy that you're in. And by the way, for you guys, every man has feminine and masculine energy and every girl has masculine and feminine energy. So like all of us have both. It's just like how you approach each and like which one you're stepping into when. So, and like it's important to step into certain ones at certain times. So I think in the relationship, obviously, a man wants to step into masculine, a woman wants to step into feminine. So that's the goal. I'll work on that. But yeah, I think that is a little bit hard. And I think it's because I am a control freak.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Which,
it's like,
yeah.
But it's also like, how am I being a control freak if I'm asking you to get me food and asking you to make the food? Or maybe I'm lazy.
Well, I think there's another part, and this is just more like pressure on guys, right? So like girls like a guy that will like make decisions. So like instead of saying like, you know, what do you want for dinner? It's just like we're saying, hey, we're going here at this time, which is really, really easy in dating. Right.
Yeah.
Like if you just start if you're just starting to like date a girl, don't ask her where she wants to go. Just pick a place that's kind of neutral. You can kind of pick from the menu, or if you know what she likes, then obviously that's easy too. But like make the plans and just go do it. Be ready at 7. I'm picking you up, and then you take her. Right. Like that's great.
Yeah.
But when you've been together for a long time, then it's like, today we're going to get Italian. And then you get there and she's like, I didn't really want Italian tonight. Like, what am I going to eat here? Like, you know what I mean? So like that kind of changes things too. So there's the balance of like taking charge and also like not upsetting you and ruining the night because we didn't get the specific salad you like because you only like the salad from one place and not another when it's just lettuce.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I think it's just learning how to like balance the both and like as long as your partner helps with that aspect. Like I think it's both, not just, oh, if your man's not in his masculine, you're not in your feminine. Like you also have to be in your feminine for your man to be in his masculine. Because if you're constantly like me, like in certain aspects where you are constantly doing the masculine in the relationship, then it's like, where is this leaving room for the man, you know? So like being submissive, and also in religion, it is important to be submissive to your husband. So that is also a thing. So from that standpoint, it's like I'm sinning because of what I'm doing.
Yes. Kind of. well, and like for the women that are listening, which I think is probably most, but is your demographic mostly female?
I think it is,
I'm guessing. So one thing to understand from a guy's perspective as well is, yes, women can do a lot of things on their own, most things on their own. Okay.
Yes.
However, a guy like our primal instinct is to take care of and to be needed.
Yeah.
So like, even if you don't need me to do something, pretend like you do at times. You know what I'm saying? That means something to a guy. Like, like the whole like, oh, I can't open this jar. Can you help? Like you probably could open it.
I definitely could open it.
But like asking the guy to do it, it's like, I feel needed. It makes me feel like I have a purpose.
You feel strong.
Like, so guys need that. So like let them be needed even in situations where they aren't sometimes, because it lets them know that like you serve a purpose, because that's our purpose in life, is to take care of people, to provide. So if you're not allowing us to do that in certain situations, like it does, like it impacts where your energy is at.
Yeah. I think also like your upbringing makes such a big difference in this, because it's like if you had to provide for yourself or like do things for yourself growing up, then like you're in that masculine all the time. And not that I had to provide for myself and stuff, like I was very well taken care of, thankfully, and everything. But I do think that I had like survival instincts in certain things because of what I saw with my family and parents and things like that too. So it's like, okay, sometimes I'm like, let me just handle it all.
Yeah.
And old me definitely would not let you open a jar. I'd be like, I go to the gym, I lift probably more than you. Like I would be so like masculine. Now I'm not really like that, but I definitely think that's how I would have been like a couple years ago.
For sure.
So that's crazy. But okay, let's go into another question. So are dating apps ruining relationships or just exposing people?
What do you mean by exposing people?
I think they mean like, well, maybe not dating apps, but you know how, or maybe it is apps. There are certain apps, I don't know the names of them because I'm not on them, but like you can put in a guy's information and like the city that he lives in or like whatever, and then it gives all this information, and like past exes will give all like, or people who went on dates with them will give feedback, basically like a review or a rating, which is crazy. But the stories that I've heard on TikTok about this are wild. They talk about how guys like catfish and they do some crazy things. I even had a friend who had like a crazy experience too.
Yeah, I've seen it. There used to be like an old one like a long time ago. I forget what it was called, but it was like, I don't know if this is the same, because the one you're talking about is like the T app or something like that, right?
Oh, yes, something like that.
But there's, I don't know how that one works, but like this one like long time ago, only girls could sign up for it. You had to like sign up through like your Facebook, and you had to have a female Facebook account in order to like
Okay.
get access to it. So only girls could go on it. And so like I had somebody go on it to see if I was on there, and I was, but it wasn't like the T app where it's like really like bad
Yeah.
stuff, right? It was kind of just like you just kind of like rated them on basic characteristics or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I had one negative score on there. And there's a bug
bug
climbing on the table. He wanted to get involved. That's probably how they get the info for the T app. They send these little bugs, but
like pigeons that are spies.
yeah, well, pigeons aren't real, obviously.
Yeah,
but there was a thing on there that said that I wasn't funny, and that's when I knew the app was BS. I was like, "What? You didn't think I was
so mad
funny?
when people don't laugh at your jokes.
It's ridiculous." But anyways, I think this is really two questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the first part about like, do I think dating apps are ruining, what did I say?
Relationships.
Oh, so I was looking at it as like, is it ruining dating?
Yeah, me too.
So is it ruining relationships or just exposing? So like, well, if that's the question, then the exposing isn't ruining the relationship. The person being exposed did something wrong, and that's ruining.
Yeah,
the
I mean, if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be on a
the
dating
apps.
app.
I think
You
that's
shouldn't
pretty
be.
obvious.
Yeah, so that one's that. But are dating apps ruining dating now?
Yeah.
I personally think, yeah, because a lot of these apps are made to just like hook up with people, and like they're literally meant to go and like do things. I'm like, what? This is wild. Like, who made this a thing? I don't know. To me personally, like I never had that phase in my life where I was like, I need to go on dates and go like do all these things. So to me, it's personally weird. I'm not trying to judge anyone, but it's like dating apps, I thought the point of dating apps are to find a boyfriend or girlfriend that you want to date and be with, you know, like that I think is supposed to be the intention. But nowadays society messes up everything. So they messed it up and made it all, you know, screwed up.
I think that it goes to the kind of back to the original thing about like the YouTube, like ruining certain things, because so like when you're on like a dating app, right? It's unlimited people.
Okay.
I mean, it's limited. It's like the geographic area, right? But it's like you can go on there and you can just scroll through hundreds of people probably.
Yeah.
Compared to in real life, you are not going to see 100 people in a day that you're actively going to try talking to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it becomes like a materialistic thing, and it's always what's the next best one.
Yeah.
And you're constantly going through.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like damaging because it makes, they talk about people being catfish. And there's like a difference between like being catfish in the sense of I go on there with the name, you know, Sarah, and I have a picture of a girl. That's like real catfish, right? But then there's other people say I got catfish when like the person doesn't look like the picture as much as they thought they did, right? But like that, you kind of have to almost empathize with the people doing that because it's like you are competing against hundreds of other people. So you want to make sure that people are paying attention to you, right? So like I get that side of it. Obviously that's going to fall apart when you meet them in person, but like I think it adds like crazy competition to it for no reason. I never really did the dating apps because personally, I think talking to somebody in person is much different than talking through that. And I feel like, especially with girls, like if you sign up on one of those apps, you're going to have hundreds of messages to you on a daily basis. And now it's like, now I have to compete with my catchy thing that I'm saying to you initially, like to get your attention. Like that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not into it. I don't know. Some people are. And actually, we personally know people who were met on dating apps and got married. So like, it works for some. I think it just depends on your intention and what you're using it for. But like you said, it's so like you're just swiping and it's like, what's the next best thing? Which is like kind of crazy because it's like there's so many options and you're just, I don't know. That's like, it makes it weird. Like it's like, this is not how life should be. Well,
think about like in the, like go back like way before social media in general, right?
Yeah.
You had like, or before like, texting and cell phones where they like, if you look at people that grew up in like the 60s or 70s or even 80s, right?
Right.
Like you had like, let's say you met somebody in high school or wherever, right? And then you married that person. You just saw that person on a daily basis and maybe a couple other people of the opposite sex on your daily basis, right?
Yeah.
So like there's much less like possibility for there being like competition compared to now. It's you open your phone, it's just other people of the opposite sex everywhere, whether on Instagram or TikTok or the dating apps or wherever. Like there's unlimited access to people,
for sure.
Becomes threats in every
Yeah.
situation. And like, so
I
I
agree.
think in that sense, like it's creating a competition
Yeah.
versus like, do you actually like how many people are you saying no to that if you actually met them in person, you might actually like, but they're
Yeah.
being a person that they're not even being themselves on there because they're trying to compete against every other guy,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. So, yeah, I'm not for dating apps. I'm not really a fan, and yeah, to each their own.
Yeah, just bring
but-
back like mail order brides.
What?
I think that would just be the easiest thing.
What is that?
Where like when you would like find somebody from overseas and like then they just send them to you. It's like the initial dating app.
Like arranged marriage?
Yeah, kind of, but like arranged in the sense that I pick it out of a catalog.
Oh yeah, we have those in my culture.
Great. Keep that going.
One time my grandma, I was like 13, and she came to me and was like, I have a prince from Dubai for you who wants you.
I get those
I'm
emails all the time.
I'm 13 years old. This is insane.
Pocahontas was 13.
So like, yeah, that's wild. But I think in my culture it's a little bit more like normalized. Plus
She's
my like,
Indian.
oh, is she? Well, like
Native American.
Native American,
Yeah.
but yeah, that is a thing. Like to this day is what I mean.
Yeah.
Back then obviously it was more normal, but to this day that's still kind of a thing. Well, I was 13 a while ago. Oh, okay. But okay, next question. Do you think dating is harder now, or do women just have higher standards? We kind of covered this.
Yeah, I think that goes into the same thing. There's unlimited options.
Yeah. So I think that, and also like the higher standards because of like social media,
Yeah.
YouTube, and all of that. So yeah, I think there are higher standards in both areas, but also there's so many options out there that make dating so much harder. And also it's like, there's so much sneakiness too. I feel like when you're dating someone, you don't really know is this the only person you're dating, because there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's Facebook, there's all these dating apps, there's literally everything out there that it's like you don't really know now, which is very scary. I don't like it. Okay. Is it weird for girls to approach guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It depends on how they're approaching, but like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. I think honestly, most guys would welcome that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm opposed to it.
You should be opposed to it. I don't think you should be approaching any guys.
I'm not approaching guys,
okay,
but
good.
like, unless they want to sign up for business coaching.
There's your in, guys. The price is really expensive though for guys. It's like double.
Yeah, it is. Because you guys are providers, you should be making
Yeah.
more than us. Just kidding. But anyways, is it weird for girls to approach guys? I don't think it's weird. I think again, it depends on your approach. Are you like going in there with, you know, like being weird again? I don't know. I'm like I think I'm not out there when it comes to things like this. So when people hear my stance, they might be like, she's so judgmental and she's so like close-minded and stuff. I just think my approach on dating, relationships, love is very like sacred, maybe is the word. I don't know. Like I feel like it should be a very like holy thing. It should be good. It should be like, this is something that we're building and like making better. I don't know. So my approach, if girls are going into it and just like approaching guys being, you know.
You know what is happening right now?
I meant to say, oh, like that.
Oh.
You know, oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, like, I'm not judging, but that's like kind of like, I don't know, that's not my vibe. All right. But if you're going into it and you genuinely are like, oh, that guy's attractive, I want to talk to him and let me just like, I like his outfit, or like, I like the way that he said something and I want to make a comment about it. I don't think that's weird. I think it's actually like good, and girls should build that confidence to do it, because sometimes we're like, oh, that guy should approach me. But it's like, if you have something to say, you should also like feel confident enough to go up and say it, and maybe afterwards it'll start something. So yeah, I'm like open to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Okay.
She's laughing. This is good.
Okay, there's just a bunch of funny ones. Okay. So what are 3 of your icks when it comes to guys? And then we could add on like 3 of your icks when it comes to girls. Do you know what an ick is? I know I told you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like right off the bat, and you can don't jump in, and then I'll go back to mine.
I already know what you're gonna say.
My number one ick is if a girl uses the term ick. Like that's the stupidest thing in the world. And these lists that girls come up with, my ick is everything. Literally everything. Like, how about, I don't know. How about like something in life?
I think it's just funny. I think like the word ick is funny. Like, I don't think there's like a certain thing that'd be like, oh, that's an ick. But I do think like if I see something, I'm like, that's kind of like an ick. You know, it's kind of just like a, but it's not like on my mind. I'm not like, oh, when guys do this, that's an ick.
So give some examples. What you got?
It's just random funny things. Like, have you seen those TikToks? And it's not like specific towards you. I'm just saying like in general, like when I see I don't think there's like an ick with you, but it's like when I see random guys like on TikTok, it's like their girlfriend is filming them or their wife is filming them. And it's like when my boyfriend is trying to swim, but he doesn't know how to swim. And it's like, this is an ick because you're seeing him and he looks like funny and like, or like a guy is trying to do like Pilates and he looks funny. And it's like,
I did great doing Pilates.
I know. I don't know. That just came to my mind. But it's like random things like that. I didn't find that as an ick, but like, you know, random things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have like an actual ick unless it's like, a guy talking to multiple girls, I think that's an ick.
Where do you think we're talking about personality traits? We're not talking about things that they do, not that.
Okay, well then, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have things that like girls are an ick?
I'm sure I do, but I've never like thought about it like that because again, I just hate that term. And when I see those videos, and it's like I think the problem is a lot of people they make those videos as satire, but then like people start believing that these are actual things.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. Yeah. Because then it's like what like a guy can't exist apparently, otherwise everything is in it. Yeah. Like when he sneezes, like he's not supposed to sneeze.
Yeah, I think that's like a normal thing also. Like once you get into like a relationship and get so comfortable with like a person, like everything starts annoying you. But it's not like in a bad way. It's just like the way you're breathing is like, why are you breathing like that? Like it's like
these are signs that you're checked out of the relationship.
No.
Yes.
What?
When your partner starts when they're normal bodily like necessities is annoying you.
I think it's like because
I think that's telling you something.
No, I think it's when you're so comfortable with someone. It's not like, oh, every time they breathe. It's like when you're maybe like in a stressed out mode or like randomly in some instance, and then it's like it's just like, why is that happening right now? Like because you're so comfortable. I think I don't see it as like a you're checked out type of thing, unless it is like all the time, every single time this man breathes, I like, you know, hate it. Then obviously that's like, okay, you have an issue and you need to check that. It's not like every time, but it's like, if you notice like randomly, why is this bothering me when he's breathing right now? It's because like, okay, it's annoying or whatever, right? So no, don't get ahead of yourself there.
Yeah, have a talk later.
Whatever. Shut up. So, okay, should we do that? What's your love language? Let's say each other's.
Okay. I forget what they are, though.
I think my love language...
No, like, I forget what the languages are. Do you remember what...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know what yours are. I just don't remember the names of them.
Acts of service. Words of affirmation or something like that. Physical touch, gift giving, and quality time.
Okay, got it. So am I giving you yours first?
Sure.
All right. So, acts of service and gift giving.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
We went through this already.
You don't think mine's words of affirmation?
Oh, maybe it was words of affirmation and acts of service was the top two.
For sure.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. I think
gift giving was in there, but I think that was the top two. You're right. So it's for sure acts of service, like getting the food earlier.
Wait, is it? Yeah. Actually, yeah, it would be.
Well, so this is funny. So we did a whole thing where we said what we thought our love languages were, and then we were like keeping track of certain things, and then I dumped it all into ChatGPT, and I was like, break down what our love languages are, and they were not what we thought they were in certain situations.
Yeah, because it's two different things. It's what is your love language, and then how do you personally like to receive things? Like something like how do you give it, and how do you receive it? So maybe for me, I like gift giving, for example, let's say, but like that doesn't have to be your number one love language. So like I'm showing love by gift giving, but it's like if that's not his top love language, then you don't feel love because maybe yours is, you know, words of affirmation or whatever. So then it's like that. So it's like knowing both sides of it is important.
Yeah.
I think food's my love language. I feel like
that could be a gift.
Acts of service, or yeah.
But I think it's acts of service for sure, and then the words thing.
Yeah,
she likes words.
I do.
So what are mine?
Yours, I think quality time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's words of affirmation. I don't think it's I don't know if it's acts of service. I don't really think so, to be honest.
She doesn't even know me, guys.
Shut up. Maybe
it's just because me breathing annoys her. She's just got the ick.
Stop breathing into the freaking microphone. I don't know. Is it physical touch?
I would think probably those two, yeah.
Okay, I was hesitant saying that on the microphone.
It doesn't mean like sexually.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think definitely number one though is quality time.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah. Okay. And then let's see. Let's go on to more.
Yeah. What else you got? Give me something juicy.
How do you not expect your partner to be the one healing your own trauma?
That's juicy.
You asked for it.
Yeah. How do you expect your partner not to be the one healing your trauma?
Yeah.
I think there's two parts to that. If they're the person that caused your trauma, then it's impossible for them to fully heal your trauma.
Huh? Yes. Yeah, you're right.
I think in general, the person can't heal your trauma. Only you can heal your trauma, but they can assist and provide you the environment that makes you feel safe enough to heal your trauma. Mm-hmm. But I don't think any outside person, even like if you go to like, you know, a therapist or whatever, right? Like they can talk you through it and try and give you strategies to do it, but it's you that has to do it. It's not like their words aren't changing it. You know what I'm saying? It's you doing it. So I think giving the expectation of somebody is going to heal your trauma, you're setting yourself up for failure because nobody is going to be able to heal your trauma. You have to heal your trauma. They can only create the environment that allows you to recognize what you need to fix and changes you need to make, and being able to give yourself to that person or trust that person or feel safe around that person. Like, I think that's all that person can do.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think like your partner will end up bringing out trauma in like you, even if, okay, let's say they caused it, could be one. Another could be like childhood trauma that you grew up with and you didn't know that was a thing. Like later it'll come out because then you'll notice like when you get into a relationship, maybe you do things that your parents did or other people that you saw growing up did and things like that that maybe you didn't have prior. So I think it brings out trauma in some way, shape, or form. But it's like a good thing in a way. Instead of looking at it as a negative, it's like, okay, obviously times can be negative, but it's how you guys overcome those times and what you're doing, and are you still choosing each other and focusing on wanting to make it better and help each other heal. Like knowing that your partner isn't perfect and isn't healed and has flaws and like they have childhood trauma and other traumas from maybe it isn't childhood, maybe it's from a year ago or whatever it is. Like how do you help them in that aspect? So how do you not expect your partner to be the one healing your trauma is the question. I think just knowing, like not, how do you expect?
Yeah, I think you just don't. Like I don't, because you're setting yourself up for failure. Like, and you're putting a lot of pressure on that person to try and solve something that they aren't capable of solving.
For sure.
And especially if it's the person that caused the trauma, you're even less likely to accept any advice or suggestions that they are giving because you're like, who are you to tell me that you caused this? So if you're then still expecting that person to do it, there is no magic wand they can wave to fix it. Like it has to be on you. And I think until you take like accountability and be like, I need to fix this and I can't rely on this person because they're not capable. Yeah. Like not because the person isn't good enough, but like they're physically, they cannot do it. Yeah. You're always going to like, it'll be like a push.
Yeah. It's definitely an internal thing for sure. And I feel like, I don't know, my opinion personally, like with the whole therapy thing, I feel like it doesn't really work with like healing trauma. Like it is a you thing. Like, yes, they can give you tools and tactics of what to do. You could also find that on YouTube and TikTok and things like that. And I think that's the best thing is educating yourself, which like therapists, obviously they have knowledge and things like that. So like that's where it's beneficial, but everything's online nowadays. So I think just finding, this is what helped me. I'm still dealing through trauma and whatever. I think we all are, but like, I think what helped me is like learning how your brain functions. That was like the biggest thing, like learning, okay, why am I constantly in fight or flight mode? Why do I, have anxious attachment style? Or why am I like detached when certain things happen? Like learning why certain things are happening and learning how the brain functions and how like traumas can cause certain things to happen. That has helped a lot for me personally. But again, that's like me doing that work. But I think your partner can help. For example, like you will send me things that are like helpful or call me out. I think that's a big thing too. A lot of times, like when you're healing, your partner is going to call you out in certain things and like being able to accept it, even if it's not like right in that moment, but then later on looking at it like, okay, dang,
I'll be
maybe
sending stuff at the wrong times all the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then later it's like, okay, maybe this is something I need to think about, or like a word or a sentence you said will stick. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like let me look back at that.
Yeah.
And things like that. So yeah.
I think to like the one thing you said though about like the information is out there, like you can find it on YouTube and the internet and stuff. Just be cautious of what you're consuming because like a lot of times, like we all know that not everything out there is real and a lot of people are just giving bad information.
For sure.
But like we have our own like bias where like we want to be right in every situation. So like if you're dealing with something and you're like you feel like you are in the right, you're going to find information that tells you that you're right and that it's your partner that needs to solve this, for example, in this specific situation, right?
Yeah.
And like you're right for putting it on them.
Yeah.
And you can find that content and then you'll just keep consuming it, and it's convincing you that that's the actual thing and it's wrong.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I'm guilty of that. If I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'm in a mood and then I see something that like I think is going one direction, then it shifts to like personal accountability and I'm like, I don't like that TikTok, and I keep moving on, right? Like we do that. So like make sure that you're not like, you have to do the hard work.
Yeah.
It's usually the thing you don't want to hear is the one you need to be consuming.
For sure. That is true. I'm glad you said that. Okay. Should we do a couple more?
Yeah, we could do a couple more. Two more.
All right.
I got a really important, meeting after this.
We have the Super Bowl. We're filming this a week early.
Look at her. Then she lied at the beginning when she said Happy Valentine's Day.
Whatever, guys. Yeah. Unfiltered. Okay. There's, I don't know. Okay. Let's see. There's like two questions that are kind of the same. How do two independent people find trust with each other? And then how do you balance like relationships while building a business?
Pick one. I think we don't have time for one.
Are they the same
thing? They're
thing?
completely different.
Oh.
One's about trust. One's about balance of your business.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It's just like that's the same.
You pick one.
I think the balance.
Okay.
Because the other one, I mean, we've talked about. Like,
yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit with like healing and stuff like that. Okay. How do you balance dating or relationships while building a business?
Well, I think if initially dating, like actually dating and building a business, I think it's sometimes tough because if you're building a business and sometimes, especially when you're in the building phase, like that kind of is your relationship. Like that's like your number one priority, and the other person has to understand that. Mm-hmm. And that sometimes is very difficult at the beginning because they want way more of your attention and they aren't really invested in what you're doing at all yet. So like they might want to see you win, but they're also kind of like, why are you not paying attention to me? So that I think is tough. And you just have to find a person who understands that. And not always is it two entrepreneurs that make the best couples at times. Sometimes it's better to have one person that's not, one person that is. But other times, like what we found is like us both having that same mindset is helpful because we understand that from one another. Yeah.
I agree. I don't think like me building a business or him working on his business has ever been a problem. Like in that aspect, because we both understand like what it takes and we both have that same mindset when it comes to that. And I think like we're supportive in those situations for the most part, or like wanting to help and wanting the best in that situation. But I do think that like it is tough for people who like entrepreneur and entrepreneur. Yeah, they don't always make the best relationship, but I also think it's a little easier because they understand and have that mindset. But because someone who's working like a corporate job versus an entrepreneur, when you like come together, it's kind of like two different lives. So it's like, it is kind of hard, but I've seen it happen and it's like, people are good and whatnot. So I don't know. I think it just depends on the people, but finding balance, like how do you find it? I think it's just like, I don't know, making sure the person understands. And like, if they don't, then you just have to weigh out, okay, is this a relationship I can be in or not?
Yeah, it has to be the right person. Yeah. Like, 'cause not everybody's going to be okay with entrepreneurial lifestyle where like, because like you said, if somebody's corporate and they work 9 to 5 and they leave their work problems at the office at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
and they don't think about it again until 9 o'clock when they get to the next day. That's not the life of like an entrepreneur, especially when they're building.
Yeah.
If their phone rings at 9:15 at night and it's a client, they're taking that call.
Yeah.
If they need to be working on the weekends, they're working on the weekends. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you have to be understanding of that. And if the person can't be understanding of that, it doesn't mean that that's a bad person. It just means it's not the right fit for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's really understanding that. But there's a lot to be said about also like if you're able to find somebody that is like that, especially when you're building a business and your income may be up and down.
Yeah.
And you probably don't have benefits and insurance and stuff like that. Sometimes it is nice to have somebody with a stable corporate job being the opposite person.
Okay.
Because it's like you have a consistent income coming in. Like this is more long term, not when you're dating, right?
Yeah.
So like if you had somebody who had like a nice corporate job making, 6 figures and they have all the benefits covered, now it allows their wife or whoever to go out and start a business that one day will potentially be worth much more than the corporate guy.
Yeah.
But like it kind of offsets the two. Sometimes two entrepreneurs, if they're struggling, can be a struggle.
Yeah, that's true too.
So,
I think it just depends on every situation.
Yeah.
But as far as like finding balance, it's also like just understanding your partner's job, especially as like since this talks about like finding balance while building a business or like having a business. Like someone who understands that this is like a big goal for you and this is going to be your lifestyle and they're accepting of it is the most important thing. And then also, like, for example, every year when my sisterhood conference comes around, for like the 3 months leading up to the conference, maybe not exactly 3 months, but like the 3 weeks leading up to the conference, like I am so checked out. I don't even think of anything else. Like every conversation we have is about my conference and, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I have this, blah, blah, blah. I need to book this, pay this invoice, do XYZ, whatever, like a million things, a million miles a minute, And it's like you just understand like in that time, it's not going to be, you're not really going to have quality time because it is going to be all about work, work, work. But then after it's like, all right, we can now whatnot.
Yeah, and then plan for next year.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. But yeah, okay. Okay. One last fun question is going to be, what do you wear on a first date, a guy and a girl? So like what would you say for a guy and a girl? And then I'll say what I say for a guy and a girl. This is a quick fun one.
So for a guy, I think regardless of if it's a first date, okay? So regardless of what you're doing, dress like one level up from what you would think is appropriate for that.
Okay.
So like if you're going out to a nice dinner and it's like if you were just casually going, you might wear a pair of jeans and a button-up shirt untucked. Throw a jacket over it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like don't have your gym shoes on with that. Have a nice pair of dress shoes on. Like tuck your shirt in perhaps. Like I think always be like slightly one level ahead because then it shows like, I don't know, I think you just look better and you're putting effort into it. For a girl, I think girls can get away with more, I think, than guys can.
Okay.
Because a girl can dress like casually, but still be very put together looking.
Yeah, they can.
But I still think like...
I don't think every girl knows how, but I think that they can.
I still think like if I was going out with a girl and it's a first date, I would expect and want her to be looking her best as well because you're at an audition essentially for the both of you.
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah, I guess. I would agree. I think that depends on the date, obviously, and what you're doing, but definitely not like, I don't really like when guys wear like logos and stuff. I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know.
Like any logo?
No, like you wear like Ferrari.
Who's wearing these things?
Okay, I don't really know. Maybe this is just like style advice now for guys. No, but on a first date,
I'm impressed with my Ferrari T-shirt, and then we're gonna get in my Prius. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think definitely, obviously, put together, like not like super ripped jeans and stuff like that on a first date. I think shoes, for me personally, shoes are like, okay, this matters. Like if this guy is showing up with, okay, he's nice dressed, and then he's wearing like moccasins or something. I don't know.
Some Birkenstocks.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's like, all right. I think shoes tell me more than the whole outfit about a guy. Like I like you always have good shoes on. You're always wearing
really dirty Yeezys on right now.
So do I, but we're filming, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, okay, like if you're wearing a nice pair of, it could literally be anything actually, like Jordans, Dunks, like your Travis Scott's. Like I don't know. I feel like sneakers, because for me personally, I like shoes, so I think that would matter. And I feel like for girls, this is kind of funny. Like girls, when they, or maybe it's just me, when girls look at a guy's shoes, it can tell a lot about who the guy is.
Yeah.
Like if a guy is wearing like Skechers.
Okay.
I feel like it's like
They got a skateboard in their backpack?
like you kind of, it gives like a vibe of a guy. Yeah, it does. Or if he's wearing like, it doesn't have to be an like expensive brand, but let's say he's just wearing like a random shoe that isn't like a Nike or Adidas or like, I don't know, or like not exactly Adidas, but like Yeezys or something like that. It's like, all right, like, are you, I don't know. Maybe this is me just being judgmental.
Wait, but are you judging the type? Because I had a totally different thought to what you were saying, because that's what I've always thought from a guy's perspective. But like, are you talking about like the brand of the shoes, or what are you, or are you talking about like?
I don't know.
Because like the way that I've always looked at it is like, because I know girls typically look at like, they look at shoes, they look at like, I think teeth, and they look at like, I don't know why I think watches, but maybe that's just from a sales perspective. If you're a saleswoman out there, see what kind of shoes he's got and what kind of watch he's got on. That'll tell you what your buyer looks like.
You're right.
But I think it's more like how the shoes are presented. So like, for example, again, today is a bad example. I have just nasty shoes on because it's snowy outside and whatever. But are your shoes clean?
Yeah.
Like, because somebody can have on like a pair of like nice Jordans or whatever if we're going sneakers, but they're filthy.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if this guy doesn't take care of his $200 shoes, he doesn't take care of the rest of his life, probably. Okay. That's the way that I would look at it.
Yeah, that could be a case.
And same thing if they've got like dress shoes on, like, okay, well, at least they tried. They're wearing dress shoes. So like that kind of like looks like better. But like, do they look like well kept? Or are these the oldest dress shoes they had in his closet? And he was like, I'm going on a date. I need to find dress shoes. And he dug them out. Yeah. And they look like hell. I
guess. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if a guy is wearing Skechers. It's not like what I meant. It's
what if
just
they're the
like,
light up Skechers?
All right. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Or the rollies, like the wheelies.
Heelys?
Wait,
Heelys.
Wheelies or Heelys?
Heelys.
Heelys.
Because the wheels in the heel.
Oh, yes. Heelys. Yeah. Those are kind of cool. Yeah, I think just shoes say a lot about like who the type of guy is and what you're getting yourself into. So make sure your shoes are good for first date. Girls, I think also not overdoing it. Definitely like don't go. Like girls on first dates will try to like expose their bodies and show so much. And I'm like, why are you doing all of this? Like, I feel like that's not necessary. And like, if you're going into the date, making sure that he likes how you like physically look. Of course, you want to look put together on both sides. But I think like having everything out, like to me personally, that's not like, that's actually someone who's insecure versus like someone who's secure in themselves.
I think it's securing that there won't be a second date.
Yeah.
Because like, and like, I don't mean that in like a rude way, because I'm sure there will be second dates for people, but like, truthfully, from a guy's perspective, if you are being overly sexualizing yourself on like the first date, I'm not looking and thinking long term with you whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
If my goal is just to hook up with you, then like I know that's where this is going.
Yeah.
But like this isn't somebody that I'm planning on having a long term relationship with and taking home to mom. Like you don't. That it seems like you don't respect yourself enough, and I don't think that's the girl's intention most of the time. I think they're trying to impress.
Yeah, but like, it's coming from like an insecure standpoint. So I think like the classier you are, the better for sure. Like first dates and in general, but like like save that for later. It's like you should be classy when you're in public and like on a first date. That's just me personally, though. And I think like that shows you also like, okay, this guy is actually into me for like me, not because I wore a skin tight mini black dress with things hanging out. If it's not
black, is it okay?
I don't know.
It's got to be
whatever it is. Obviously, I'm a fashion girl though, so like you can like go extra and look good and like all these things, but like still be classy and like modest with it. I think for first date. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. These were good. Hopefully we gave some good advice, and also, I don't know if we were giving advice or just talking. Yeah, we just kind of wanted to do a little episode talking about Valentine's Day, relationships, love, our opinions, and we're not experts, but we've definitely learned a lot.
That's right.
Yay! All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget, thanks for being here, by the way.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Bear, also.
Oh, yes. Yeah. His name is Teddy. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you do all this.
Okay. Bye.